Hi friends, this is Caitlin. Welcome to my stop on Kendra's Card Challenge number 9 video hop and giveaway. I am officially announcing that I am on Kendra's Card Challenge design team, and we are each sharing a project using one of the 15 card sketches from the new quarterly card making challenge. Today I'm going to be sharing with you card sketch number 4, and there's going to be a giveaway prize for this whole video hop, so make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe at each stop along the way. At the bottom of this video, down in the description box, you will find a link to the next person, Penny, in the lineup. I hope you take time to watch all the videos because we love seeing your comments and thumbs up. And if you aren't already a subscriber, I would love for you to come hang out with me. I post new videos every Friday and sometimes on Tuesdays too. You can also use the hashtag KCC9 giveaway hop to find all of these videos in one place, or you can click it in my title and it'll take you there as well. So make sure you check out the description box below for all the details on how to enter the giveaway, and we are going to go ahead and jump into this card. So I started out by layering all of my pieces first. I used a double stitched rectangle die from My Favorite Things to cut out that white cardstock, and I added it to my main base piece. And now I'm going in with pattern paper from My Favorite Things Colorful Christmas pattern paper pack, and I am just adding those onto the teal kind of matte rectangles, and I'm going to be adding those onto my card base as well. I decided to keep the one that's a little more plain actually to the back. I really loved the bright pop that the snowflake pattern paper gives, and I wanted it to kind of be the focus and help to support the little scene that we're going to create as the circular accent on this card. So I love this pattern paper pack. It is still available from My Favorite Things, even though it's after the holidays, but I tried to make sure that this card was more winter than Christmas, and I love how it turned out. So just to make sure that all my layers are sitting nice and flat, I am going in with some scrap pieces of cardstock under and tucking it under some of my layers just to help make sure that everything is kind of supported and help everything stay balanced across my card. So you can see I'm just going to tear these little scraps up so that they are short enough, and I'm just adding liquid glue to both sides, and I'm literally just tucking it under to support those edges. Otherwise your card will kind of bend and warp a little bit where there's nothing to support that second layer because we are layering so many different pieces of paper at once. So I'm going to do the same idea with my lime green accent stripe that runs across my card. I was just using my circular die that I'm going to use later on to cut out my scene as a guide to make sure that I am putting my stripe in the right spot. And I just took another scrap little piece of paper, cut these tiny little rectangles out, and I am going to glue them and stack them up, creating little bumpers for myself so that again, my paper is kind of held up on the edges where there isn't layered paper already there underneath, and that way the center that's on top of all those layers is at the same level as the edges. Definitely not necessary, but something I think that just takes your card kind of to the next level. Definitely something to not overlook, especially if you have the time, because it's so simple and just using scraps anyway. So I do plan on using this same pattern paper to create at least the first 6 cards from the sketches for this challenge. So definitely keep an eye out for a video coming next month with those. I'm going to break it up. So in February, I'm going to do sketches 1 to 6, and then in March, I'm going to do sketches 7 to 15. So if you haven't followed one of these hops before or one of these challenges before, it's a super fun way to kind of get extra inspiration when you might otherwise be a little lacking in that area. Sometimes I find that this time of year, especially after I've done all of my holiday card making and my fall card making, I feel like I'm starting to lose steam, or my creativity is just a little bit depleted. And so I love having something like this to have as like a inspiration starting point, because the really fun thing with these is you can kind of take what you have and use them to, create something inspired by a sketch, but it doesn't have to be an exact replica of the sketch. So you can see there's little things I'm doing here and there, like in my sketch, you know, the banners are like 2 full different sizes. I didn't have that where it would create a frame all the way around. That's totally fine. I have these really lovely chunky banners from Pink and Main, and you still get that little framed matte effect on either side. And I love it. I love the pop that it gives to this. I also thought it was really fun to stamp out my sentiment in a navy to match my pattern paper instead of black, just to kind of change it up and add a little bit of extra fun. So this is the little scene that we're going to be creating for our circular centerpiece. This is a stamp set from Sweet November Stamps. I'll have all of the items that I'm using today, as well as my Copic colors, listed down in the description box below for you guys underneath all of those giveaway details. But I am just going in. I think this is a snowman selfie snowman, something like that. But they are just so cute. So I had something really weird happen while I was creating this card. You can see it now. All of my Copic started leaking either liquid, like water condensation, or maybe even colorless blender, I'm not sure, out of the caps. So I have a post-it note set over to the side to start kind of catching all of the extra moisture that was up in those caps. So it's gonna get pretty funky on that post-it, so just bear with me. Hopefully it's not too distracting. It's definitely something I reached out to my other crafty friends and no one seems to know what it's from. So if this has happened to you, definitely leave me a comment down below, because I want to know that it's not just me. Even if you don't have a solution for it, I just want to know it's not just me. So I am using my pattern paper as inspiration for my color story that I'm creating in my little scene. I made my snowman kind of a very light blue, violet, purple, just to kind of tie in with a lot of those other cooler tones. And I used some teals for my background that match the teal solid cardstock that I used, as well as some of the snowflakes in our pattern. Then I'm going in with red to again match off of the snowflake colors. I just love this little scene. It just looks so joyous and happy. And again, I think it ties in really well, creating a wintry card, not just holiday specific. So if you are already starting to create your cards for next year, by all means, something like this could be inspiration for some cards you could put into storage. But if you are like me, and you also have the need for some winter themed card or winter birthday cards, anything like that, this is the perfect solution for those as well. So I brought in some of that navy blue on the scarf and the hat brim, and now I'm pulling in that really pretty rosy pink that's in our snowflakes with the little girl's coat. I tried to keep my coloring pretty simple. I knew this was going to be cut down pretty small with my circular die that I have. It's actually a teeny bit smaller than what the sketch calls for, but again, I'm just using what I have and using my sketch as inspiration. So I brought the teals in one more time on her mittens and her scarf. And then I also wanted to color in the carrot, true to carrot. There's definitely sometimes that I want to stick with my color theme as close as I can, but also sometimes where it just makes sense to make things realistic. So I brought in that limey green in the holly and her little cell phone. She is taking a selfie with her snowman friend after all. And then there we go with the carrot. And then her hair, I'm going to just make her a brunette. I really liked kind of giving her a little bit of a more tan skin tone. I thought that it really helped pop and contrast with the white of the snowman. And I love kind of trying to push myself outside of just my normal Caucasian kind of go-to color schemes, just to keep practicing and finding new combinations for skin and hair that I really love. So now I'm going to use some washi tape to hold my little die in place and cut out our scene. I am going to adhere that down with some thin foam tape squares from Simon Says Stamp right onto my card base, just kind of angling it so that you can kind of see how the other rectangles are playing into it. I did look at the sketch as a reference, but again, I guess just kind of zhuzhed it around until it made sense for me and made me happy with where it was sitting. So once I felt good, I pressed down and committed, and that is my card finished. This is sketch number 4. Make sure, like I said, that you click down in that description box below to hop on over to the next stop to see Penny. I wish you the best of luck in the giveaway. Thank you for being here, and as always, happy crafting.